Hey, what's up guys? How are you today? Welcome to my vlog. Now I have some sad news. A bit disappointing news, to be honest. Sad for you at least. Sad for me perhaps. Mine is didn't pass the exams, which is disappointing. Like I said, I spent some time with her. 4 hours, about 4 hours, explaining, showing her examples and everything, and she still didn't pass. I think she got like 17 out of 40, which is like 3 marks off the pass mark. Still a fail, doesn't matter. That's what she said to me, but it's 17, not like 6 or 10 or something. I said, yeah, but it's still a fail. Even when you get 19 out of 40, where the pass mark is 20, it's still a fail. Doesn't matter. You can get 19.9 points, it's still a fail. It's not a pass. And she failed her chemistry as well. I didn't help her with chemistry at all, but yeah, she failed that as well. So she failed most of the exams, pretty much. She's disappointing. Now, I'm not trying to say that a kid should be exceptional in every subject or anything. I know that she's not going to be a physicist. I know that she's not going to be a mathematician. She's not going to be those things. I'm sure of it. Because she would understand those things right now already. So she would have a head for that. Now she's more like an arts person, so it's kind of crafting stuff like that. Painting, perhaps. So that's more of her field in the future, I suppose. Although future is always unknown, she may study that subject and never pass it, and never do it as her profession, as in for proper money, for putting bread on her table, kind of thing. But that's what she excels at, I suppose. But at the same time, it's disappointing because even though it's not my kid, I still want her to do at least, well, not exceptionally or anything like that. I wouldn't require that from a kid, especially with subjects that might not interest the kid in the future or something. But it's like the basic stuff, it's not something where you have specialization in a certain subject and then, she doesn't want to study that. No, it's just basic stuff, basic math, basic physics, basic this, basic biology, basic chemistry. It's not difficult, to be honest. Now I know I'm old. I'm old and everything. I'm not 14-year-old. And to be honest, I did struggle in my own school years. I wasn't at the top of my class. Let's be honest with that. I wasn't at the top of my class. But that doesn't mean I failed most of my exams. Like, I still barely passed, for example, or something like that. And like I said in my previous video, I was living very well with my teachers. And that gave me also an advantage. But I suppose that is a skill. That alone is a skill. If you can have good communication and good relationships with your teachers, and you get perks because of that, that's your skill, kind of thing. So if you don't have that, well, whose problem is that? It's not really your or my problem, is it? So if she doesn't have good kind of chemistry with teachers, well, what can I do about that? It's like, I had good chemistry with teachers, and even if I was at the bottom of the class, they gave me easier tests or something, assessments, in order for me to pass, because they liked me. And I'm not saying be a teacher's pet. I wasn't a teacher's pet. To me, a teacher's pet is a person who studies everything, listens to every word and everything like that, gets the highest grades and stuff like that, and tries to keep other class in order and everything. That, to me, that is a teacher's pet. I was never a teacher's pet. I was a guy who just laughed a lot, joked with the teachers, and so they liked me. And because of that, actually I'll stop, why not? And because of that, I had it easier. But that doesn't mean I didn't have to pass my exams. Obviously, if you had an exam, they had to grade it by specific standard. I still had to study. Sometimes I didn't want to study and I still had to pass it somehow, right? You know, it's like I just force myself, or sometimes if it was interesting, I would study it and I would get good marks. But sometimes it was just something I wasn't interested in, and that continued on to my university years when I didn't put an indicator. That continued on to my university years where I didn't want to study something that I was literally not interested in. I had no interest in. Because, yeah, there are things that you might not be interested in. I understand that, and you might not be good at it. I had one subject at university, for example, I don't even remember its name. What was it called? Oh, I don't remember even. But I literally did not want to learn that because to this day, I think it's useless. Because it's like kind of explaining a programming language or programming methods to someone who doesn't understand them. But not to a customer. That's not what they said. It's not to a customer. It's to like your manager or something. Why is my manager not understanding programming? Why is he a manager or supervisor or something like that? That shouldn't happen. Who are these people then? They should, if they want to supervise a programmer, they should know about programming. They should know how everything works. And to me, that is pointless. It's useless. And that type of language, no, I didn't want to learn it. I literally loathed it. But I still got 40%, which is the lowest percent, or 45%, something like that, the lowest possible percent for passing that thing. I still got it. Because I literally didn't want to learn it. I refused to learn it. But I still passed it. It's not like I failed it completely and that's it. Actually, I need to use the left lane over here. So it's not like I failed it, I still passed it, even though I didn't want to study it at all. But I had to force myself in order to remember some stuff. I had to force myself in order to, you know, get used to some things. And that would be the same in her case, I suppose. She will have to, well, GCSEs are coming, you know, just around the corner for her. If she doesn't write her GCSEs, like, you know, gets a normal grade, let's say, I don't know what they grade them now. It's like, if she doesn't get a proper grade, which college will want to take her? Colleges can refuse that, you know, because they can get brighter people or something. And it's the same later on if she wants to go to university. Now, I'll be honest with you guys as well. I went to university without GCSEs. I didn't have GCSEs. I didn't do them. And I didn't do them for a specific reason. They didn't have space for me. When I went to sign, because the school, it was kind of weird. The school didn't have space for me, so they had another kind of school. And so I had to go to another school kind of thing, right? But another school didn't have it, and I just literally didn't do it. They not didn't have it, they didn't have space for me. So I just didn't do GCSEs. But I had other tests. I had level 2 English and maths. I just didn't have GCSEs. And so I literally didn't do GCSEs and I went to university. And why is that? I don't know if that works to this day. I don't know where I'm going. I've literally no idea where I'm going. I don't know if that will work today, but it worked for me because I was top of the class at that stage. So in college, and I call it college because it was college, it wasn't university, and I know some people call university college, but in my mind it's not like that. College is up to level 3 kind of thing, sometimes maybe 4. University is beyond 4, basically 4 and plus. That's the level you're doing basically on university. So because I went to BTech National, right? I went to BTech National IT and Business. So that was my study basically. That's why I studied at college. I went top of the class. I had double distinction. And because of that, and plus some other skills I had, certificates, because of this and that, I was able to get into the university, one of the choices I had. Now, I chose King's University as my first choice, which obviously they didn't want to take me because I don't have GCSEs. Obviously, they refused. But the next choice for me was Westminster University. And I know it's not like the best university out there or something like that, obviously. But to me, that was enough. I wanted to go either to... my last choice was Middlesex, which I didn't want to go. I wanted to go either King's University or Westminster. And I went to Westminster. Where the hell am I? So I went to Westminster University and did my software engineering over there. And I suppose it was fine because, to be honest, right, they had the whole department dedicated, the whole campus dedicated for computer science. So I wasn't like, it wasn't like a very small department or anything like that. It was the whole thing was for, what was it called? The whole building was for computer science and forensics as well. Now I think about it, forensics might have been better. I could just work for police. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I went to university without GCSEs, so it's not like you have to have GCSEs in order to go to a higher education. It's not a requirement, at least it wasn't for me. But then your academic year, as in your course, whichever you're doing, A-levels or whatever, has to be like top-notch, basically. I don't know what this guy is doing, mate. So it has to be like the top of it there. And then they can consider you and they will take you in, I suppose. Another thing is, you don't have to go to university in order to earn proper money. And I know people who didn't go to university, they have level 3, which is like A-levels, and they earn proper money. They earn very good money. I know a guy who doesn't have any school, right? He's an electrician. He doesn't have electrical schools. He just simply went to construction sites. He learned how to be an electrician, but he doesn't have any schools. And he still earns proper money. He earns like 18, 19 pounds an hour, which is not bad, considering that he didn't went to official kind of education kind of thing, didn't write tests and stuff like that in order to get qualifications. No, he just works in the industry as an electrician and earns like 18, 19 pounds an hour or something like that with no school, without level 2 and 3. So like I said, you can make money without school. It's not strictly necessary. It just sometimes makes it easier, I suppose, and it gives you the tools necessary, the skills necessary. You can develop your skills basically necessary for that job. So in his case, obviously he didn't go to like a construction site and become an electrician straight away. He worked as a, for example, like a helper, you know, he helped electricians and stuff like that. He learned bit by bit from them. And then, you know, the employee simply gave him some simple jobs to do alone, and then more jobs, and then he became kind of electrician. So you could say he was apprentice kind of thing. But he still doesn't have, apprentices still have to do school. And they have to, what's it called? They have to make the papers and everything. Eh? I don't think it doesn't matter which apprenticeship you do. You still have to go to school and do exams and everything. You just gain the experience along the way. So after your school, let's say you do the school 3 years. After 3 years, you have, for example, 3 years of experience. So that's the deal, basically. So you're coming out of the school with 3 years of experience. So you have this edge of the other people that just finished the school, for example. I think I'm gonna go this way. I don't know what that way is there, so I'm gonna go. That's Leytonstone, Stratford. Okay, I'll just go this way. So obviously you can make money. There is a way for you to make money without school, without, you know, I'm not encouraging people to drop school, obviously. As I said, school can teach you some basic skills. You can develop your basic tools required to work in the whatever industry, right? Same is with art and stuff like that. You know, it's you will learn different styles of painting, for example, different styles of sculpting different materials, for example, if you are into that, and so on. Why is he doing that? And so on. So it's not useless, obviously. But like I said, even if you get bad grades, you can still make it in the world. It's not like you are condemned already. You just have to, you know, work for it. Well, I suppose if you just do nothing all the time and you work in a shop instead of trying to improve yourself, even working in a shop, you can become a manager after a long time if you have the ambitions to do it. People work in McDonald's and then they become managers and then they earn a proper salary. It's not a shit salary for a manager. You may say, oh, it's a McDonald's, you know, it's a fast food restaurant, people love that job. But at the same time, you know, if you are ambitious and you show that to the people there, for example, you can become manager. And with that position, yeah, you don't flip burgers, you flip people, let's call it. So you have more kind of control. You learn to have control of the people. You have to, you know, supervise them and everything, take care of customers properly, and so on. But you earn more money at the same time. So, like I said, it's something that, yeah, it's not strictly necessary to have GCSEs or have A levels in order to be able to provide for yourself. It's not, especially in these days. Some people stack shelves and suddenly their YouTube channel, for example, blew up and they make a lot of money off of YouTube, for example. Just to give you an example. I don't know. I saw some cyclists over there. Okay, I have to tank anyway. Well, yeah, that's the gist of it. She failed her exams. There you go. Feels kind of heavy for some reason. I don't know. I have air in my tire, and these are working pretty well. I don't know. Too grippy for some reason. Anyway, she failed the exams. I mean, GCSEs is coming along. My holiday is coming along with her as well, so kind of she's getting good stuff for doing bad stuff. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, what can I say? There are many things she can do in life, obviously. Whether she's gonna paint for money kind of thing, I don't know. I assume it could happen, but it's like, it's literally up to fate kind of at this stage, because if she doesn't have any, she might be stacking shelves, I don't know, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you in my next vlog video, whatever it's gonna be. Blast out.